Hello and welcome again to another episode of Battle Ready. Ready. Good dance moves. I like it. I like it. And the question was asked to me not long ago, why stop at Battle Ready? Why stop at tabletop quality? Why not, get your armies painted up a little bit more? If a little paint is good,
Lots of paint. Must be better.
must be better, right? So I've been thinking about that, Drake. Now I know you I think you often go a little bit higher quality than what I do, but I wouldn't exactly say what you do is display painting.
Oh no.
Right? So why do you stop where you stop instead of going on to making, magazine worthy? Why aren't you featured in White Dwarf?
Because I don't want to.
Okay, elaborate. Why don't you want to?
It feels like a lot of work, and we don't display our models. We don't have a nice little box, velvet padding.
But would you want to?
No.
Like, what if somebody said, okay, paint a super good model and we will feature it, if it's good enough, we will feature it on the Warhammer community website.
Okay, that's different.
Would you?
In that case, maybe, yeah.
Interesting. Well, if you paint something up that good, you can always send them a picture. Maybe they'll feature it. So that's an option.
Yeah, but that seems like I'm just sending someone a picture.
You are just sending someone a picture. All right. So for me, I guess I think it really depends on what you're trying to do, right? So for some people, they love painting. They love painting, and they love painting to a very high quality, so that when they put their army on the table, everyone's like, "Oh, this is so amazing! Your Ratmen look really cool. Your Illumineth are so exquisite, and all this stuff." And that's fine. And I'm not here to knock that at all. If that's what people like, then great, right? Then great. But for me, what I want is to enhance the game. I love the game. That's what I'm here for, right? Lore's cool, building's cool. I put up with painting, but basically, I want the game to be as good as it can get.
Yeah.
And when you paint your models, there's a curve of diminishing returns. It's like that first bit of effort you put into it can really up the model.
What if there's a graph?
You could make one, right? Like it would look like, well, it would look from the camera's viewpoint, it would look like this. A lot of effort, a lot of good right away with low effort, and then it starts to level off and starts to level off and starts to level off until it takes a lot of effort to get the goodness up a little bit, right? And so for me, because of that, I get to a point right around the spot where the returns start to diminish, and I'm like, done, very good. And I even have a little bit of a lower bar when it comes to terrain, because I love my models to look cool. I like my little mans, my little plastic war dollies, to run around the table being cool. But terrain is, I'm not looking too hard at it.
Yeah.
Right. So it can be all contrast paints. It doesn't need that much in the way of highlighting. Right. You can. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to the models, you spend a little bit more time. But for me, I feel like there comes a point where the first bit of paint I put on it increases my enjoyment like by this much.
Yay.
But eventually, the enjoyment increases so little, it's like, wow, I'm going to spend 10 hours on this to get this much more enjoyment out of the game, when those 10 hours could be spent playing the game. Yeah. Exactly.
You can play 2 games with that much time.
At least. And if you murder me super fast, maybe 3.
Yeah,
maybe 3.
Just play Dodgers and I'll hit you.
But I feel like that's really the answer, right? One, for me, painting is not an enjoyment unto itself. I do it because it makes the game better. And 2, you got to decide how you're going to divide up your time, right? There's a lot of ways to use your time in this hobby and in other hobbies, right? And if you want to use all your time in painting, great. But there comes a point for me when I just sort of decide, you know what? This is going to get me all the utility, all the goodness, all the pleasure it's going to get me. And spending a bunch more time on it, I could be spending on other models, or on games, or on other hobbies even. And so,
Heresy.
No, I don't play the Horus Heresy.
Right.
But I think that's really what it comes down to. So now I say that, but I should also say I don't claim to have the skills to get up to a display painting style.
Same.
I've had some friends who say, oh, what you do is but you don't really need that many more skills. You just have to keep working at it. And it's more a process of time than skill. Maybe that's true. I don't know that that's true because I've never put in the time. But even, exactly. But and maybe that is true. But even so, I seriously doubt that I have enough skill to bring that up there. But that's okay because I know if I put in the effort, right?
Mhm.
You can. It's a skill, which means
Yeah.
you can learn it. Anybody can learn it, right? It's not magic. You don't have to be born. You're not either a wizard or a muggle when you're born, right? It's like you can learn. There's a thing you can learn, and so for me, I just feel like I don't want to put in the time and effort to learn it otherwise, because again, it just doesn't bring me that much additional joy.
Mhm.
I think that getting things on the tabletop, getting to a tabletop or battle ready quality, very nice, very nice. Getting it to that quality, I think, does such good things for the game, and not just for Warhammer. Although I think Warhammer is it serves it the best.
Mhm.
But if you play board games, they have miniatures,
Yeah.
right? If you have other games where they give you a couple little minis, and you can paint them up so that instead of being gray or white or some weird plastic color that's all monocolor,
Mhm.
now it looks like a thing.
A thing.
It brings it to life. It's way more evocative.
Yeah.
And Warhammer having a ton of little dudes
Yeah. And a few really big dudes.
and a few really big dudes, it really does a good job of bringing that flavor to life. But you only need battle ready.
Yes, that's true.
You don't need what's the higher up than battle ready?
Parade ready.
Parade ready. I haven't heard them say that in a while. I wonder if they're moving away from that distinction. But that's a side point. But yeah, parade ready. If what you want is a highly painted army, if what you enjoy is painting, if you like taking a lot of extra time on models because that's where you find joy,
Yeah.
right? That's what the hobby is getting to spend a long time with a model. Fantastic.
Yes.
Right? Go for it. We're not knocking it at all. We're saying that's why and I think Drake,
Me.
don't do that. We find the level of where we are going to be happy.
Yep.
And we move on to the next model because there's always more models to paint.
This is true.
And I know some people get really into it and they're like artists, right? They're using their color theory, they're using their skills, they're using everything they can to make, you look at the Golden Demon entries.
Yeah.
And I mean, just unbelievable, beautiful
Yep.
art pieces.
I have 20 pots of paint, and that's what I use.
Yeah. Well, it's like some people are like, oh, I use oils on canvas. That's my medium for painting.
Yeah.
And these people are like, yeah, I just use acrylics on plastic.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Whereas when I paint, it's like one step above paint by numbers.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, boots, those are brown. So again, not to besmirch any of that, if that's what people like. But I think that the last thing I will say is it's not bad to stop at battle ready.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people feel like, oh, I need to apologize. That I didn't do the best paint job. Hey guys, I got my army painted. I know it's not the best. I didn't get a chance to dry brush everything or whatever. And I don't think you need to do that.
Nah.
I think as long as
I have a painted army.
Yeah. I think as long as you've got a painted army and one it's hard to define, but let's call it legitimately painted, right? It's not, and some people will be like, well, I'm going to spray and then I'm going to paint all their shoes red and then give them an orange hat. That's my 3 colors.
Yep.
I'm good.
Good to go.
Yeah. So let's put the cheesy nonsense off to the side. Mm. But if you have a legitimately painted army of basically any quality, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Put that army on the table, have a blast. Your opponent's going to have a blast. Everything's good. So I think we should really resist the urge to say, oh, my army's only at a battle ready standard. My army's only, there's more I could do. After this game, I'm going to go home and do more. Nah, just get out there, say, hey, here's my painted Skaven, whatever. Let's go. And it'll be a blast. So I think that's the other thing is I would like to see that stigma removed because I don't feel any shame with a battle ready army. And in fact, I feel pretty happy with my battle ready army. So let us know in the comments below your thoughts. To what quality do you paint? And are you satisfied with that? Like, are you only at battle ready, only at sort of a tabletop quality, but you really wish you could push a little bit more? Or are you more like me and Drake, where you go to a battle ready standard and you're like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the place where we want to be. Or
Or
are you one of the amazing artists that paint well beyond the battle ready standard into something approaching or beyond parade ready?
and do you play with those models, or you just keep them in the nice velvet cases?
That's a thing too. Yeah. One thing about this sort of stuff is I do not like to collect.
Mhm.
I don't like collections. I don't collect anything, but I do have libraries.
Oh, yeah.
And the difference is libraries, you get to use it.
Yeah.
So like I have a lot of board games, and some people would call it a board game collection, but it's not a collection because I play them. I take them off the shelf and I play them. I don't put and sit them. And so that's the same with me and models. Yeah, exactly. Those are just for looking. That's the same with models. I don't mind having lots of models if I can play them.
Mhm.
If I can take them off the shelf and get a good experience with them. I don't want to have something that's just to look at.
Mhm.
That's just not my thing. This has been another episode of Battle Ready.
Ready.
Thanks so much for watching.